Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. And if you threw a party, invited everyone you knew, you would see the biggest gift would be from me, and the card attached would say, thank you for being a friend.
Hey everybody, welcome to Tuesday night. We are the Golden Guys, just like the Golden Girls without all the sex appeal. Here we are, the three of us, back in action, here ready for everybody. So let me introduce the guys right here. How's it going, DS?
I'm great, thanks. Yeah, exciting weekend. I was out of town for a little bit, so I tried to watch it, and I feel like I was in another universe watching those prices, and now I'm back, and I'm like in disbelief. So exciting weekend in comics for sure. I feel like
Yep. We're gonna get into that for sure. We got six figures, the high six figures. We're definitely going to talk about some of those timelies. Definitely talk about the Golden Age ones, and we're going to hit pretty much most of that. Promise Collection just happens to be 100% Golden Age, which is great. How we doing, Mike?
Pretty good. That was fun watching that. I did a little live chat that was pretty fun on YouTube once I got it working. That was pretty cool. It was I wonder what I have guessed what Jeff got when he was there, just because I heard, from the room this big.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah. But that's gonna be exciting to find out. And it was really interesting to me. The biggest thing I noticed was the distance between like the hotkey book of the run versus other, pretty key books. Like, I'm talking like Phantom Lady, like how it really separates what you think, the king or queen of whatever run it is. It could really, it was like separated by hundreds of thousands of dollars. So it was really cool to watch. But yeah,
it was. For those of you that don't know, Heritage did the first batch of I don't know if it's the first batch, but I guess the first batch of the Promise Collection ended, I think, mostly Friday. They went over 3 days, but I think it was Friday was the last day. Is that right?
Yeah, Thursday, Friday were the biggest. They start out on those signature auctions that goes from big to small, but on a signature auction, even on the last day, it's still legit. And then there was still, I think it goes Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I picked up a book on Sunday, and I feel like maybe people ran out of money because it was like the last day and like at the very end of the last day because it was a low letter. So it was all weekend. I think the prices just went down slightly, and the books were awesome the whole time.
Yeah.
I felt like as soon as the Promise ended, it was like, hey, we're still going. But I was like, whoa, these prices are just not.
Yeah.
And they didn't show the guys on the phone anymore. And,
after Thursday and Friday.
Yeah, I was really impressed with the way it went, not just with the prices, but the presentation was really fun. I was getting messages when I was off. I was like, okay, I got to run because I was moving and got stuff I had to do. And a lot of it was a lot of holy shits, Did you see this? I'm like, yep. Yeah. We're going to get into that in a little bit. Show and tell. Anybody want to show anything?
Hey, let me go first this time.
Okay, yeah. I'm going to put it on the big screen. I'll be right back.
It's the Golden Age of the Copper Age, maybe. But I wanted this book for a while, and I found a cheap one. So.
Oh yeah, nice.
And it's one of the. It's like his first self-titled. That's not his first appearance, but I think it's his first self-titled book, and it was just a one-shot. And there's only, I think, it says, so there's only 6,500 of them. And I always thought it just made me chuckle, this guy. And it's weird. I never hear anyone talking about it now, which is kind of a little strange just because he's like, he's always not been the coolest character, but it's funny just how no one's talking about him still. He's like, we'll speculate on anything, but not that.
I mean, I feel like people will come around to it though, because those 80s indies are gaining steam, and you can't go wrong with that. I think that's a cool character. It's a cool indie 80s thing. I mean, well, that's really early 80s or late 70s even.
81,
yeah.
Yeah, and back then, when you thought of like your indie stuff, I mean, it was always this character was just in the mix, like Cerebus was, So yeah, it's cool. I look forward to reading it. I'm sure it's pretty funny. Not as cool as the books you got, but
All right, DS.
Well, I used to have this, which is the first appearance of the Flaming Carrot.
Nice.
It's a Neil Adams
Vision.
cover.
Yep.
This is 1979. This was limited to 1,000, and this is the true first appearance of Flaming Carrot. And I don't know.
Cool.
I sold this a while back. Knights, I would have worked out something with you if I knew you might be interested in it. But I don't know. It was a cool book, and I remember the Flaming Carrot. And so when I saw this Visions book, I picked it up, but that was a while ago. So I'll show off 2 books. I just posted this on my Instagram because it arrived today, and this completes my sort of like in one of my investment projects for the year. And of course, everybody knows what that is. Second SM2 7.5 off-white to white. So I if go on my Instagram if you want to see. I posted a spread of all 7 ASMs I picked up this year for a little project, and they're all nice high grades. Yeah, thanks, Knights. I'm really happy with it.
That spine looks awesome.
It's pretty good, yeah.
Looks all
really,
tight.
I mean,
oh yeah.
It's a 7.5. There's just very minor stuff, but I mean, there's not even really any spine ticks. So yeah, I mean, it's 7.5. It's good. It's just slight tanning on the edge. Really not that bad. But yeah, so I got that.
And that's Ditko's first Spidey cover, I believe.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Very iconic.
It's also the first appearance of the Vulture, if anybody cares about that. And then I picked up, so this is outside my wheelhouse, but inside it because the book is awesome, but this is the lowest graded book I've ever purchased. Mystery Men 2.
Woo!
Second ever robot cover. Lou Fine cover. Reason I grabbed this, you can see why this is a book that I would like. I've been trying to get one. I was an underbidder on 2.5 earlier this year that sold for 1,000 more than I thought it would. And then I just saw a 3.5 go for like over 6,000 this past weekend. So this one's missing the back cover, which is why it's a 0.5. But it looks pretty good, and I got this for way cheap compared to what these are going for. So I couldn't pass it up. I go after.
Can you do a close-up of the girl? Yes, awesome.
Yeah, I'll give you a shot. The robots are down here.
That's cool. I love the colors.
Yeah, and this is Rex Dexter diving in here, and there's spaceships up there. So Rex Dexter, his deal was, I think his family, his parents and him as an only child, I think. I don't think he had a sibling, but dad built a spaceship and they went to Mars, and the spaceship crashed and broke and they couldn't fix it. And so they were stuck on Mars, and Rex Dexter, as he grew older, I think his parents passed away or something, and he was there. He was able to fix the spaceship and return to Earth like 40 years later or 30 years later. And so he returned to a futuristic Earth. And that's why this is all futuristic. He's from Mars, but he's from Earth. He just got stranded there for a while.
I feel like that purple is like a Lou Fine color.
Yeah, I've seen most of them look like this. I think this is a little faded, but most of them look like this. I did see somebody post a copy with rich colors, and there is red on this cover. but it's not on most of them, and it's not on this one.
Can
But
you
it's pretty good?
hold that next to your planet?
Yeah, my planet's not handy.
Okay. Well, maybe
Yeah, it
later.
will match up good because they'll all be 5s. It'll be a 5.5. So I'll have 3 5s in that picture. So yeah, I couldn't pass that up. And actually, there's no back cover, but it's got a cool end of the story on the back cover.
So is the future like all weird for him when he came back?
Yeah, I mean it's futuristic. It's for the sci-fi stuff back then, they like to do futuristic stuff. So their version of futuristic for this was he was gone from Earth for a while. When he came back, Earth was so much more advanced. And that gave them the excuse to do the sci-fi stuff right on Earth for this character. I haven't read a lot of that stuff. I just sort of researched it because it's not like there's Fox books with Rex Dexter stories sitting around that you can flip through. You know what I mean? It's the first one I've owned.
So it'd be like
Science 7. I think he had a story in there.
it'd be like a 2018 DS coming and seeing this video and being like, wait, I'm buying 0.5s and Spider-Man books? What the
Right?
hell?
Yeah. I mean, what am I doing with my life over here? But I'll tell you, look, I've been trying to buy other stuff, and I just keep getting outbid on Golden Age. So I just said, screw it. And then I picked up some Silver Age stuff, and I've just been picking up Silver Age that I thought was below where the market's moving. It's a crazy market, but there's still stuff behind the front lines moving. It's not at the peak. Like, ASM 1 I don't have. That's pushing at the front line. But there's stuff behind it, like some of those early ASMs,
Yeah.
Avengers 1, Strange Tales 110, stuff like that. Thor 165, stuff like that I've been picking up. And my goal is to I love all the books. I've never owned these ASMs. I'm loving them. I will sell them at some point in the next year or so, probably. I am starting to like a couple of them. And then I'll turn that into some Golden Age. We'll see. I don't know. I mean, when you can't get what you want, you get other stuff, is what I do.
But how does it feel holding it?
Yeah, dude, I'll tell you, I love the ASL. The ones I picked up, 4 is my favorite. I love the Sandman character. I always have. I love the cover on that 4-panel cover with the bright red. It's such a cool cover. It's such a cool character. It's an early ASM. I got a 7.0. It looks beautiful. I love that book. I'm not a Spider-Man fan, but I mean, sometimes you get a book that's maybe outside your norm and you just love it. And the ASM 4 for me is like that of these ASMs. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, why not pick up some other cool stuff? If I can't get what I really, really want, I'll get other stuff that's super cool anyway. So
how does the 0.5 feel though?
It's scary because it feels good. I'll be honest.
I mean,
it's
it's got the most important part, and
I
you're
know,
really just buying a print.
I'm trying
You're
not to
buying
like
a
it too
print
much.
anyway.
Yeah. No, it's cool. Look, I got that for $600, and a 3.5 just sold for $6,000. So, at a certain point, I feel like you just pick it up anyway, and for $600, that book's worth.
And it's a vintage print you could frame and put in your house.
Yeah.
I mean,
plus, I'll take that to cons as a potential trade. If I find something else, I can throw that in on a trade to somebody else who wants it. It's a cool book, and it's an affordable sort of copy, and it looks great. I'm not trying to go pick up restored books and incomplete books and all this other stuff. I normally just draw a line, but I couldn't pass that.
You see that Tech 1 for sale?
Yeah.
Restored, but I don't care.
I know it wasn't trimmed. I was telling myself, it's not trimmed. It's not trimmed. It might be all right, but I can't afford a Tech 1 anyway. But I don't know. I don't like making exceptions for restored books, but if I were to, it'd be something that's just you never see, like a Tech 1 anyway.
One of the my favorite thing about Sandman, and this is why I like Sandman, is he's a member of the Frightful Four, which I consider to be the best villain team, the best villain team, better than the Sinister Six. I'm saying, and I'm not blaspheming, I'm telling the truth. I mean, you got the Trapster, the Wizman, the Wizard, Sandman, and Thundra, if you go back a ways. So I always look for, I have a lot of the Frightful Four. Actually, the Inferior Five is pretty good, but they don't count. That's us. But I did get my Western Pen person returned a book that not returned. How do I put this? I did not know this was in the Western Pen collection. It's an early Thor. It's the first one of the Western Pen because it's pre-70. It's it's before the time. And this is, I wouldn't say it's a 9.8. It's up there, but whatever. Thor versus Odin, cool cover. Let me just put it in.
Yeah.
That's
cool.
It's a good looking copy. That's
it
nice.
It is a extremely bright, great
Yeah, look at that. Jeez.
colors, everything around it. Has a little mark right there. That's not on the book. That's on the thing, and it's another one of the Western Pens. And like DS, I fall into the trap of getting a Spidey Western Pen as well. Speaking of
127, I like that one.
yeah, this is a very 1973. Pretty cool cover. I mean, it's John Romita. I know people have already expressed their feelings about Ditko doing Spider-Man, but I always say Romita was mine.
Romita is my favorite Spider-Man artist. I had a copy of that book back in the day, right when I got back in the hobby, I had a copy. I really thought that was a cool cover and a cool book.
Yeah. And this is a Vulture. This is like the first Vulture 3 or whatever. What's his name? God, I'm dating myself. Clifton Shallot is the Vulture's name in this one. I think Jerry Conway was doing the writing at this time because it's 2 away from Punisher.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
And he focused in on it then, so that's pretty good. And I mentioned it before, might as well mention it again. I did a Sandman thing as well because you've got sorry, they call him the Trapster. He's always Pace Spot Pete to me. Then the Fantastic Four, its thing, and I don't know if did I show the 2 I picked up to go with. So my main thing with the Western Pens is to get the first one of the Riri or a number 1 issue, and I ended up getting these 2 Gil Kanes. I don't know if I showed them last time.
Oh yeah, those are good.
Yeah, this is great. There's something about, as much as I'm a Buscema guy, I'm a big Gil Kane fan too, obviously. I don't know anybody who isn't really. Everybody, I actually think he's probably the best linear artist there is. But speaking of pedigrees, we got to talk. No, Chris, not Adrian Toombs. That's the first one. This was Clifton Shallot was the third Vulture. I think there were only 3. There might be more after this. But yeah, so you want me to bring it up?
Hey, has this series spiked at all?
Which one? Hang on. Let's put it big. I don't know. I like it. It's okay. I liked it. I read it.
I mean, I just had them. Sometimes I'll pick up painted.
Yeah, I like my favorite Loki run is like the Fear Itself stuff that was done. There's not many of the Fear Itself I liked, but that was a good one. My favorite Loki, obviously, is when he's in Thor. And
You guys like the show?
yeah, it's entertaining. I mean,
I like it.
I'm not no spoilers or anything else, but those time variants don't look. The guy in the middle looks a lot like somebody else, beginning with a K and ending in ang. That's all I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
Is it on Disney Plus, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get Disney Plus. I
Yeah.
haven't seen anything on Disney Plus.
They're definitely leading into something with this because not so much what's going on in there, just there's something about this time, the characters of the time variants, and it's very 80s Marvel. So if you watch that, so let me.
Well, isn't that based on that Walt Simonson Fantastic Four run?
Yeah,
Which was a great read, by the
which
way.
is phenomenal. Which is why I like the time variants in there. But the guy that's where I'm saying if you know that story in the Fantastic Four, you know who Immortus is.
Yeah.
You can figure out who the guy in the middle looks a lot alike. I'm just saying it. I'm not giving any spoilers.
I just remember the Celestials and like Galactus. Like, I mean, there was a bunch of heavy hitters in that story, which I don't see them doing.
Right.
Show, but
I mean, that's something where you can lead into it and introduce this because that's what I read it, but just to let you know the time. There's a whole thing that happens with the timelines and all
Infinity Stones as paperweights.
I think that's hysterical because that was not in the one. That was not in the Simonson run. No. Infinity Stones didn't come out till 88 or 990. They were, first of all, they were never called Infinity Stones. They were called gems. So I'm not going to get into that either. But I will share.
Yeah, I think the first appearance of Loki, that book has jumped crazy like everything else. But that's one of the ones I'm talking about that's sort of like at the front of the pack. I've been noticing, and I bring this up and people want to throw GPA numbers at me, and I'm like, all right, whatever. But I'm watching the market, I'm watching the auctions. I'm getting a feeling that there are some books that have just outpaced the new baseline and are just don't have as much momentum. And they're just struggling to keep it up, which makes sense with a book like Gym 85. But I'm seeing some out there listed at what last month were good prices, and they're not selling real quick. And people are so I don't know. A book like that is a major key, but there's books like that. If you can identify that group of books, I think you will have a while to still pick them up at these prices. So if you're looking for like an ASM 1 or Gym 85 or something, don't freak out if you haven't got one yet. I don't think there's other stuff needs to catch up first, is what I think. Like ASM 14 or some of the lower stuff, Strange Tales 110. Avengers 1 is dirt cheap compared to other keys. It's not
I will tell people that Avengers 1 counts more.
The prices looked expensive today on the Comic Connect auction.
For what, Avengers 1 or just generally?
Yeah, Avengers 1.
There's one on Comic Link that ended tonight. I didn't see it because we started the show, but it was a
Comic Connect, yeah. Connect.
I think the last 4.0 I saw sold for less than $6,000. That's an early book. It's 63. It's not like there's a ton of them around, and a mid-grade 4.0, 4.5 of that book is a solid key. It's an awesome cover. It's a major key. It's not first appearance of anybody technically, but I mean, that's a legit big Silver Age key. And it's like, you're not getting 4.0s of that group of books for $6,000. That one's a freaking steal right now. And I bought one. I might buy another one, but I have limited funds. I blew freaking $1 million on the Spider-Mans, but whatever. Yeah. I mean, Avengers 1, man, I'd be loading up on those. That's a freaking cheap book right now.
Yeah, that's like an untouchable book of mine because of the grade I got it in. So I actually don't. I honestly think that that's an undervalued book. I'm throwing out Tales of Asgard 1. People have got to realize that was a big book. That was a big time book. It was a little later, but if you understand what's going on with what they're using, if you want to know a key, well, it's not first appearances or anything else like that. I'm talking storyline. Asgard, the Tales of Asgard goes through Asgard being not just a place, so that's recommend Tales of Asgard 1 if you can find them. Also, I mean, those are tough right there. Any of the Thor cores, multiverses, absolutely. Multiverses especially. Everybody's like, oh, Nightmare is going to be the villain in Madness. Nightmare is not really a character that you have to cast. You have to cast a voice. You really don't have to cast a human. So,
well, you want to spec on a Thor character that we will see, and I have never heard anybody talk about this character, and he's badass. It's Blood Axe.
Blood Axe is good.
Dude, his axe gives him powers, and he had some hellacious fights with Thor, and his first appearance is like 389 or 388. But there's one cover with him too is like a 337 swipe.
Yep, that's
ass. And they'll dig through Thor villains and Marvel villains. They'll come up with Blood Axe because Blood Axe would be awesome on the big screen, man. He's so cool looking.
I've had many copies of that, but the first time I bought a slab copy of that, I bought it from you.
Yeah, I had a 9.8.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when I got back in the
It was
collection,
like I could grade mine, or I could just buy this one. I'd rather buy this one. Yeah.
yeah, I had two long boxes or two long boxes almost filled just with Thor comics. And my original goal, like 6 years ago, since I love Thor, I was going to try to get Jim 83 through Thor 500 because that was the first Marvel title that hit 500.
Got it. Yep.
So I had a bunch of the Jims, but none of the major ones. I think like 112 and 109 were my biggest. And then I had a whole run of Thor in the 80s and 90s. And then I had a bunch of 70s and some 60s. And I was trying to pick those up here and there. And I had a few hundred Thor books. And I ended up just having like so many long boxes full of books. This was back before I pared everything down. And I'm a completely different person now. I have 3 boxes of slabs and that's it. But I had thousands and thousands of books. And I just couldn't deal with it mentally. It was too much. And so I got rid of them. And you actually bought my last remaining. I kept the ones I liked the most. I sent them in, and they got 9.8s all of them because I took care of my books. And that Blood Axe one, that's a cool ass book, man. I love that.
It's in one of my
Yeah.
bins there. It's in one of my bins. And
Yeah, you got that Spawn variant too. That charity one signed from me. I
Yes.
think.
Yeah. I've got a bunch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, that Spawn variant's pretty badass too. Yeah. It was a charity one. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was signed by the guy, and I sent it to CGC and got the green label, but I mean, it's a 9.8.
Well, it looks better with the green label. It looks cool because it matches the whole.
Yeah, that's cool. I remember selling those to you. That was a while ago.
That was about three years ago, at least. 4
Yeah,
years.
something like that.
All right, so let me share this screen. So let me make it big so I can see here. Can everybody see that?
I see it.
Okay, so we're going to go over the Promise collection and the prices they went for, and we're going to talk about records.
Jesus.
So these two tied for the highest sold price.
Now, is that including the
Yeah,
buyers?
that includes the buyer's premium, but it doesn't include tax, which on something like this, depending on where you live, is tens of thousands.
Yeah. So this is just includes the buyer's premium of 20%. What you have here is the first Riddler in Tech 140, 9.6 Promise collection. It is the highest grade. I'm pretty sure.
Both of them are the single highest grade for their respective.
Yep, and the other is the Phantom Lady 17, known as the. Let's just see if I can. Well, she's got her elbows are really nice in this. So these are both from 1948. I like how the 9.6 got the pink pages, which I'm not going to get into. We've discussed this before. Don't think pink is bad. It's not. It's it means something for Fox, and there's a few publications that come up to be pink. So it is single highest graded, 2 copies. Went for 300,000+, but sold for 456,000. Great job by Heritage. I did not see this coming. I did not see this coming by half.
Yeah, I don't think anybody saw this coming.
I didn't think coming by. Oh, I didn't think 120. I don't know.
I mean, I thought like here's what's surprising, and I would tell anybody to go look at Stray Flexen on Instagram. He did a post comparing these two, and he set it out perfectly in his discussion of it in that post. Makes perfect sense, and it kind of goes with what I've been saying for years. Golden Age cover art is really coming to its own as an art category, almost like a fine art. And then you have the comic books, which are superheroes and villains and keys. And these two sales, I mean, for both of these to sell for the same number, it just solidifies to me the validity of Golden Age cover art as a fine art category and as just as valuable and as valid as the superhero comic books. Because these are both the highest graded, the same grade, the same pedigree, and yeah, I mean, that's not the best Golden Age cover ever, but that's the Matt Baker to own. That's the GGA cover to own. And to see $500,000, I'll tell you, I was shopping for Albrecht Dürer etchings not long ago. If you guys know him, he's an artist from like
German.
Yeah, from Germany, Middle Ages, whatever.
Prince.
And I'll tell you, his stuff, the better stuff was like, 30, 40, 50,000. Okay. 10 times. This is 10 times more pricier than Albrecht Dürer stuff I was looking at recently. And that's Albrecht freaking Dürer. This is Matt Baker. So, I mean, this stuff is legit. And who's dropping $500,000 on this? I'll bet you it's somebody that's an art fan and not necessarily a comic book fan. And they have other pieces of fine art in their art collection, and they've added this. Stuff's legit fine art at this point.
And again, yes, this is a first appearance, so it's a key. But I think DS is 100% right. This is
that's like Jerry Seinfeld or something buying that thing.
yeah, and this, I think you're 100% right. This is an art form in its own right. We're going to continue going down the line right now because we've got a bunch to go through.
The Riddler, I mean, look, I thought the Riddler maybe like 200K, 175K. Nobody predicted these prices right out the gate, and $500,000 on them. I mean, it's insane. They're worth it, but I mean, nobody knew it was going to go for that.
Right. The next one, next to Cap 36. There it is.
I was surprised at that price.
Surprised it was, $204,000.
I thought that was high for that.
I'm not a Timely or World War II collector, but that's not my favorite Hitler cover.
I mean,
Right.
I would have expected that the next one.
Similar. I mean,
I thought the next one would be more, or the 46 would be more than that, personally.
The next one, obviously, we've seen this. This is not the pulp. This is a different kind of Weird Tales. I mean, I don't think it's a $204,000. Great book, great price, white pages, which is pretty rough for that.
Yeah, that book has what I call crossover appeal, though.
Yep.
Because that book, Knights
This
like
is a work of art in its own.
Just like that Phantom Lady.
Yep.
Not the Riddler, though. I don't think that Riddler has it.
that doesn't have crossover appeal. That's just straight up Batman Key.
Yeah.
But yeah, that Weird Tales, I mean, it's a Red Skull cover. It's a Captain America issue. It's a horror book. It's a classic cover. It has a lot of cross appeal. And I don't know, 200K. Why not? What's 456 for the Riddler? Why not half price for that?
Now this is 46.
And when you're bidding that in those numbers, the difference between, if you can afford 150K on a comic, going to 200 is probably like for us throwing another 2,000 or 3,000 at something.
Well, and another thing is that it's like a perfect storm because you have inflationary woes and uncertainty about what the Fed's going to do, which is overblown. In my opinion, doesn't have as much effect as people think on stuff like inflation. But you've got COVID still sort of screwing up projections for stuff. You've got the stock market is iffy, and a lot of people are sketched out by the prices in the stock market. And you have people with a lot of money that want to put it somewhere to protect their value and gain value over time. And they're looking at collectibles. And then over the time of collectibles over the last couple of years, you got cards tanking. Pokemon is sketchy. Video games are still speculative. And then comic books are really solidifying themselves as legit investment vehicles. You got coins. I just saw a record sale for a coin a couple of weeks ago too. So part of it's that. I mean, it's a perfect storm of circumstances.
Mm-hmm. This is it's a cool cap cover because I call it the decapitation cap. Number 46, because he's
it's the Holocaust.
Yeah,
it's
that's what makes that book,
and it is,
and that has extreme crossover.
Right, I was
historic.
Yeah.
Little word about this book here. This is a double cover, which is
that's crazy.
It's a 9/8 double cover. And that means that the book, I mean, it is what it is. It is a ridiculously rare occurrence, especially in the Golden Age. I mean, the Bronze Age, I've got a few double covers. A lot of the, I think I have like two double cover of Kill Ravens. But
Well, let me defend the price on this. Pretend
I think this is a good price, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem, but if somebody has a problem with that price, let me defend it. It's a pedigree. It's a 9/8. It's a Joker cover. It's a black book. It's a double cover.
you hit the triple crown right there. I mean, double cover, Joker for a Batman, and a 9/8 black 8. You won't see this again.
And a very, at this point already, one of the most famous pedigrees. Yeah, why not? I would have thought that Grundy would have sold more though, but
yeah, I actually had I mean, I did put a bid down that was laughable according to the end sale, but I was outbid instantaneous. I love this cover. It has crossover appeal, DS.
yeah, definitely.
Okay, and you've got this
Is that the highest graded?
I believe it is.
Um,
I noticed that added an extra like 20 grand or so on the like any book if it was the highest
what was
graded.
the price on that? Yeah, 138. Man, I don't know. I think it's hard to say. Looking in retrospect, just back over the last few days, that seems like a deal now. But at the time, you can't picture any of these prices. But now looking back at these, I think if there's a deal so far on this list, it's that one.
Right. I put the Joker and this one tied right now as the best deal. To me, this is the most, and do not take this the wrong way, this is a great book. I did not check the census on this
There's a
one.
lot.
There are a lot of high grades in this. But a pedigree, I think this was the very high price. This scared me how high it went.
And it seemed like it wasn't going that high at the beginning. I remember watching that one and
It's
thinking,
not that long ago this book was one.
There's 114 on the census. This is tied for highest graded. There's 5 at 9.6,
Right.
4 at 9.4, and it's pretty
And there are a lot of raws, by the way.
down to 2.5.
There are a
Yeah,
lot of
they're
raws
not
out
obvious.
there.
Yeah, I sold my Bender. I had a 4.0. I sold it, and then this one goes nuts, which is not really comparable to mine. And then a 1.0 Brittle Page sold for over 4,000 a couple weeks ago, and I don't know. I mean, if we're looking at these as works of fine art, that Startling 49 is about as iconic as it gets. That's the argument for the price of that, but I feel like there are quite a few as far as Golden Age books go. So, but yeah, I mean, a 9.6 of that's a classic work of art that transcends comics. Everybody knows it. And it's got the Bender appeal too. So I don't know.
Bouncing to Text 69, classic cover, obviously. Joker cover, got the guns, not fish, guns. The Harlequin hoax is mentioned. I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but it's a 9.0. Little good. Congratulations on this one. This one I thought was a good price too, considering where the other ones are. But these aren't the highest keys. They're just some text. I think it was great. I'm looking forward to seeing where some other ones go.
Yeah, there's some heavy duty collectors of text though that are putting together ones, and there's a lot of guys out there want highest graded copies. So when a highest graded of a big title comes up, it goes for a lot. If you look at like random X-Men issues in 9.8,
wait, go back to that Phantom Lady.
they sell for a lot.
Oh, you want to see her elbows again?
Well,
Her eyebrows,
I
I'm
mean,
sorry.
that's where I was surprised at the gap between this and the other one.
So 456 to 108. Well, this is a later one.
But still, I mean, we're talking over 300,000 difference.
Right.
I didn't think it was that huge of a difference.
I don't have an eye for these to know which one's significantly better than the others.
Sometimes these are argued back and forth which one's better.
Oh,
This
really?
one or 17.
There's also been some controversy about this book, but it is Baker from what I can tell. It's this.
I just thought maybe that would, I mean, unless that's maybe not the highest.
I don't know, but it is a 9.4 and not a 9.6.
Yeah.
Also, that has some effect on it.
We have to bring this book up because
Yeah.
I actually thought this would go, considering it is
It's the highest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as far as this is a high, right?
Yeah, that's highest graded.
Yeah.
The deal with that though, there's a little bit of a division among sort of like dark GA collectors as to where this book ultimately is going to be, and half the people think this is ultimately or soon going to be recognized as right up there with like the Suspense 3 Punch 12 level of dark GA cover. And then there's people like me that think it's really good. It's not quite ever going to be at that level, but it's really at the top of the second tier. So far, I've been proven wrong because this book, I mean, $100,000 for this. Yeah, Suspense 3 and 8.5 is going to go for more than that, and a Punch 12 and 8.5 will go for more than that. But yeah, I mean, you can't deny this is one of arguably in the top tier of dark GA books at this point.
Would the Chamber of Chills, the Misfits one, would the highest copy of that be up there against
Yeah, I think the problem with that is it's later. It's a Harvey. There's a ton of high grade copies. There's 9.8s, there's 9.6s, there's 9.4s.
Wow.
Highest graded of a Chamber 19 would, I mean, it would be over 100. Yeah.
Because that's got like that cross appeal. I'd say a little bit more than this one.
I think this one's got
not
a
much.
factor to it as well.
This one's rarer than that one. That one's in the 50s. This is a 46 or 47, 45 or 46 book. I don't know. I think a 9.8 of a Chamber 19 would match up with an 8.5 of this. Yeah, they're both, in my opinion, at the top of that second tier of dark GA.
Look at that, though. That corner, I mean, I'm blown away by the corners on this one.
Yeah, this is a beautiful.
I mean, we've shown this book several times on our thing, and a lot of times we say, well, the comedy and tragedy masks are torn, or this is that, or something, and it would still go for 3,000 or 5,000. So this book is pretty badass.
I mean, an 8.5 of Chamber and Chills was only 11,000.
Yeah, but I mean, that would be a $20,000 book now, and 8.5 of that is, I don't want to say it's no big deal. I mean, who the hell am I to scoff at an 8.5 of that? But the people going after super high grade copies of Chamber 19 are not going to be bidding on the 8.5. That's low. There's tons ahead of that on the census.
Yeah,
tons. There's double digits ahead of that on the census, and it's just. But that's a 8.5 is a $20,000 book. I guarantee it.
Knights. What do you think?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I was saying before, yeah, with the timelies, every time where I watched it kind of go into the like, holy crap, like this is not getting a little nuts. It was always a 9.8, or the highest graded. So I feel like you're just, how people get, even with the Silver Age stuff for highest graded, they go insane, like that Ghost Rider recently. So, I mean, it didn't surprise me really. It surprised me if it's not the highest graded, then I get really surprised.
Yeah, so Chamber 19, I was a little off on the numbers. There's 6 at 8.5, there's 4 at 9.0, and then there's a 9.2, a 9.4, to 9.6. So there's not 8.5. There's only 7 higher.
And Anna owns all of those.
Yeah, but 8.5 is a little better than I thought. But there's 7 higher, and there's 6 tied at 8.5. So if you had a 9.6 Chamber 19, I think that's equal to an 8.5 Mask 1. Yeah.
Go back to the timely real quick.
Which one? All winners 12?
Yeah. I mean, I think that's the second best cover of the run.
I was going to say this is because it's Cap on the motorcycle. Even though it's a pink motorcycle, you got all 5 characters there. Maybe Nomura should be there, but everybody else is there. You've got Schoenberg at his just keep looking and you'll see something else.
I think with the timelies, there were a lot of key books missing. So I'm just curious, like, when are those coming, or like did a finder fee kind of thing happen I'm just curious. Like number 8 is what you want to see.
Yeah.
If there was a 988, holy, I mean that,
Yeah. We'll
because
see.
we're talking pure propaganda poster
Yep.
right there. I
I
mean,
love that one there. The next one,
the Eerie. Look at that.
yeah, let's go into. I mean, I know this.
Although, wait, what is that detective? Just another Joker one?
Yeah, it's the ninth
Okay.
one. Yeah.
Man,
Yeah, the Eerie is 1947, the first true horror comic, not horror
Cover
comic.
to cover, right?
It's
Cover to
horror
cover.
comic. It's horror all the way through. It's a one shot. So with PCH, which traditionally is from this book to the Comics Code Authority,
Yep.
there's this, and then there's really not a lot of other PCH until like 1949. Adventures into the Unknown is the first ongoing horror title. And then when you get into like 51, 52, it really picks up. And the bulk, 90% of PCH, traditional PCH, is like
51.
2 to 54, really, those last
Yeah.
3 years. That's the bulk of PCH. But this is the first true horror. And I hear people say they don't like this cover. I think this cover is awesome.
I think it's amazing.
People aren't big on it, but I think it's awesome. This is the highest graded copy. It's a really tough book to find in any grade. Honestly, I've been looking for it for years. You hardly ever see
There
it.
can be, and it's a very early Avon, which
Yeah, it's real good.
Avon is not a publisher. I mean, Journey into Fear is their other big horror title, and they're hard to find. They're early.
Avon's got like a whole bullpen of one shots.
Yeah.
Starting with that one, PCH one shots. They got The Walking Dead, The City of the Living Dead. They got a bunch of one shots. Tomb of something or other. I can't remember exactly. Yeah.
I mean, one thing I just thought of is we just saw an example of maybe one of the top 3 from PCH and one of the top 3 from the Good Girl art era in the highest available. They still have miles in between them against the superheroes, which I'm a little bit surprised that gap is still that huge.
Yeah, it's still that key
Like
factor.
a detective, like if you're talking the highest grade Tech 27 or something, I mean,
Right.
it's just like I'm just surprised, like on our low level where we could maybe start to compete in, PCH kind of goes toe to toe with a lot of stuff, but then you get in these levels and they're just not.
Here is my favorite of the all winners, number 11.
That's a good one.
I like it, maybe not as much as 8, but I do like this one a ton.
It's my 3rd favorite.
Yeah, okay. It's one of mine. To do an all winners, this is probably number 2 behind 8. I love this cover. I think that Torch is drawn perfect. I also think that this is one of my favorite caps. And I just love Submariner just way overpowering himself.
Yeah, I know. Look at the colors on this thing. I mean,
this is ridiculously. This is a pleasure to see this, to be into the hobby, and to be. It's like, what if I was around when the Mile High came out, or the San Francisco collection, which we still haven't seen everything of. But this is a good one. This is a good. I mean, we're not going to see an action one probably, because this looks to be mostly from 43 on. But when you get into this and you look at this, this work of art, like I call this is one of my favorite of the timely all winners, one of my all-time favorite caps, all-time favorite Submariners, all Schoenberg all the time on here. And I'm not the biggest timely guy, but I'm glad at least my biggest timely fan that I know, and maybe one of you other guys want to chime in on that one. I enjoyed this cover. I think I actually thought this was a good buy.
I mean, anytime you got the black smoke or black anything, Schomburg with the yellow, it really stands out. There's a Human Torch, I think it's number 11.
Yeah,
and that's beautiful. Like if you see a really nice grade with the colors, you'll just keep staring at the thing. So yeah, I mean that one is definitely.
This one isn't one of my favorites by all. But you have the Wizard.
9/8. I mean, yeah.
What are you going to do? 9/8 white.
Any 9/8 was just
1947 classic bondage cover, by the way. This is actually a bondage cover, and it's a great, absolute great, fantastic book.
There's a few 9/8s where it's close inspection. I was a little like, I don't know, like if I sent in a 9/8, what I thought was a 9/8 Amazing Spider-Man 300 with those issues, I definitely wouldn't have gotten it. But so sometimes I felt they didn't leave too much room for a better condition one to surface. I guess if they gave it a 10, but that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
So, naming all your favorite movies 10 out of 10, then there's no place for the next best movie to where you're going to put that, But when you look at the spines, I mean, these books, I don't even think they were opened ever.
Yeah. I mean, these look like they haven't been touched.
Amazing.
Here's another 9/6 white pager and a classic. I know people are like, oh, it's just so plain. It's not. It's very sci-fi-ish. I'll let DS take this one.
Yeah, so it's LB Cole, obviously. LB Cole has a variety of stuff and a variety of styles, but so we'll boil down to like the LB Cole sci-fi stuff. I think at the top of the LB Cole sci-fi list is Blue Bolt 105. That's probably top LB Cole consensus LB Cole top sci-fi. After that, there's some disagreement as to what people like. My next favorite is Flight 11. Most people's favorite, I think, is Contact 12. So this is probably like the consensus number 2, but not by as wide of a margin as the Blue Bolt 105. And then after that, we'll go, there's Flight 111, there's Blue Bolt 108, there's Captain Arrow 26. I actually like Captain Arrow 26 and Flight 11 better than this, but this is pretty much the number 2 LB Cole sci-fi. It's a black cover. It's a very unique layout. It's sort of two-dimensional, but it has a very unique look to it. And LB Cole is very versatile, and he could do a lot of different styles, and he doesn't have any other covers really like this. This is the only one of these that's like that. It sort of has a flatness to it, but it has the colors and the arrangement, and it's just there's something very unique and special about it, and that's why people like it.
I like this one a little more.
Yeah,
I always like this one, and I always called it like.
Is that the one you like?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, just has a little more stuff going on.
Yeah, that's a good one. Here you've got. Well, this is the second of the Superman, but it's a Superman 26, classic Liberty Bell. Okay, good.
Yeah, Superman will always have his collectors. There's people that like Supermans and high grade Golden Age Superman books. They're iconic. They're Americana. They have their fans. It's never going away.
Right. Kind of intrigued about this.
Yeah, what's so important about that one?
I don't know. Is it like a first appearance or anything? What number is it? More Fun?
101.
Let me look it up and see if there's anything about it. I'm not familiar with this. I don't really do the DC superhero stuff.
Omega Comics, I completely agree with you. Captain Arrow 26 is very good.
What number? More Fun? What?
101. It's a Green Arrow book. And then we're going to get into the Blue Beetle.
Origin. It's the first Superboy.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't know that. I don't.
Why is that button make offer orange when the other ones are green?
I don't know.
Just curious if you know.
Here we go. This is a classic here.
Yeah, that's a good one.
This is the classic Good Girl Art Blue Beetle book. Well known, highly controversial, classic cover. Very happy. I think this did some justice right there. Now there was a few others. Sorry to skip one.
I love that subby.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to get into that subby in a minute. There was
right
one
there. Yeah, 13.
Oh, there it is. There's the subby. I do want to show this just because it is a 9.8.
Yeah,
Uh,
9.8. You never know what can happen in 9. It's kind of like the low grade Amazing Fantasy that's almost affordable. You get so many people kind of going at it that it could get a little nuts. Versus, you know, it's like the other side. Whereas this is like probably the highest graded.
so here you've got the Hooded Beast.
I love that.
This is Hooded. You've got Bondage. You've got Snakes. You got.
I like it better than 12 or whatever the one with the dragon. I like it better than that.
Yeah,
one.
this is a great one. 9.6. Never thought I'd see it. I think it was a good buy. Congratulations to the buyer.
Yeah, Timely's. I mean, I don't collect Timely's. You guys know that, but they're like
That one.
the blue
Let's
chip
show it.
books.
Let's show it first. Blonde Phantom.
That's
good.
so good.
This is so.
That's a good deal right there.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
That's your Blonde Phantom, like the top of the tops.
Yeah, and the Blonde Phantom, the shadow on her, everything about this book is perfect.
So
I
much
mean,
black.
The fact that it's a 9.8, it's just I'm floored and ecstatic that this happened. This was one I thought.
I hope Jeff got that.
Yeah, I hope somebody got that we like. Oh, here's some LB Cole, a good Catman.
Yeah, that's all right. Look, Catman.
Sorry, I apologize.
There's a couple volumes of Catman, but there are diehard Catman collectors working on Catman runs, and there's Charles Quinlan art. There's LB Cole. There's a couple Schomburgs in the Catman run. There's, yeah, I mean, Catman's got a variety of styles and themes for the cover art and different artists. It's a really, there's a lot packed into that title over the 2 volumes. I think there's 2 volumes.
I wouldn't have expected this one though to be the highest priced.
There was one coming up.
I thought the other Cole one would be.
Probably because it's a 9.6 though, is why.
That's a nice flash.
I was going to show this. This is one of the best flashes if you can find it. I know it's
Colors are amazing on this book.
This is really, really, really.
I hope Jeff got this one too.
Yeah, this is a good one. The Stone Age Menace. I guess we have to show.
And it's the Black Canary first appearance, right?
Yeah.
Here's another motorcycle.
Yep.
One of the
classic ones. It's great. All select right there. 46.8.
Man.
Yeah, I feel like these prices now, I buy
He
them.
is 13. He is 13. I actually don't like this one as much as the other ones. I've always been like, eh. Not blaspheming here. It's just I don't like Subby in this one as much as I liked him in 12.
It's a great composition, though. I mean, the tilt of that book is amazing. Like, compositionally, it's one of Schomburg's awesome circular covers. It's awesome.
Yep. And here we go.
Wow, that's a beauty.
Yeah. I like
Yeah, I'm saying, this is nothing like that other Catman. And that's an LB Cole cover, and that's I think the last, was that 32?
Yes.
I think that's the last issue. But yeah, I mean, that's a pretty classic one. And a 9.6 white pager, I mean, are you kidding me? That's easy. They paid, was it 30 or 40 grand? Yeah, it's worth it, man.
I thought this was a little low.
Yeah.
Well, I think people looked at the 8.0 and were like, eh, but this is all select one. I thought this was easily going to hit 70, but I was way off.
I think the cut on it is a little off or something. Like, you see how it
Yeah, it is, but the colors are popping.
Yeah.
Structure is awesome. I think this was a steal.
and it's a great registration on there too.
Yeah, it looks
It's a great. Whoever purchased this, that's a phenomenal purchase.
Yeah, congratulations on this one. We hope it's somebody we know.
And that too is awesome. Amazing.
I was going to say 1 and 2. I hope you got both because I just want to. Sorry, my fingers got excited. Let me go back to all select. Oh, yeah, I probably should do it this way anyway, so we can see more.
You know, that Phantom Lady, how is like those two, the gap in between the two. You know, I felt the same way with the two masks, like mask 1 and 2.
Yeah,
I
number
surprised at the
one.
difference.
Yeah, what's weird about that though is everybody that I know likes Mask 2 better. I like Mask 1 better, but mostly everybody of the likes number 2 better. And then
Like, we no longer call this a poor man's mask.
I was surprised at the price of this too.
I was gonna say this one, 43.
yeah, I think that's a good price for that. Yeah, again, a Catman LB Cole cover, but it looks nothing like the other ones. This is my favorite Catman and one of my favorite Coles, and I really want a copy, and I just have not been able to get one yet.
Mhm.
But I think that's a good price for that.
Yep.
It could also be the choices too, right? I mean, what if you only had, God forbid, only 100K to spend? You know, you'd probably want to get the mask over
Well,
it.
the Mask 1 was the highest graded. The Mask 2 is not the highest graded copy.
Mm.
That's what I'm doing with it too. And it was a 7.5 instead of an 8.5. So admittedly, the Mask 2 was a much worse copy. But I mean, I feel like 30 grand for a Mask 2.
You're saying the 2 is the one that everyone likes?
Yeah, everybody likes 2 better than 1. I like 1 better.
I like
I'm not
1.
the LB Cole Devil covers, honestly. I know it
Yeah,
sounds kind of,
they're a little hokey, you know.
yeah, I mean, Mask 1 is just a more elegant work of art. The
Yeah.
Mask 2, I'm not a big fan of the LB Cole Devil covers, honestly. I'm not a huge fan of those, like Suspense 11 and Mask 2. And then there's one of the Star publications has a devil on it that looks to me kind of goofy. But I like Mask 1 better.
Speaking of goofy, this is when Submariner is huge.
That's a still pretty good.
It's a
war
great,
cover,
it's a
you
great
know,
cover. Great
right
cover.
at the end there. I think that might be the last war one, maybe.
Yeah, what is it, number 16? I think. Yeah.
But it's a 9, and I was surprised. But then I saw the 9.8, and I'm like, yeah, well, it's just
9.8.
someone wants the highest, you know, whatever that dude in the Middle East or whatever. I forget what collection. I mean, you know, you got guys like that buying this stuff.
Here you've got the Wheel of Fun.
Yeah,
not my favorite USA. USA is not one of my favorite titles.
There's a lot of timely run collectors though out there.
We've got to finish off the Phantom Lady. But I didn't want to pass on this All Winners.
the good all winners.
Yeah, it's a classic.
Look how huge Subby is in that one.
I know, it's so good. It's so fun. Continuity. Here's a good Flash. 9.8. Another Flash.
Wow,
Yeah.
expensive.
Those Flash books, man, they don't get enough credit.
No, they never did, and I love the artwork in Flash and All Americans, and you know, it's so underrated. Right there, it's some more Phantom Lady.
That's a really cool book, actually. That cover is really cool.
Yeah, I like the hand right there, ripping through the paper is classic.
I think that's a good buy. That's a really cool book, and I think it came in a little. I think it'll grow. That's a good price on that book, I think.
Yeah, I think this one as well. It's because it's a 9.6.
This one looks to me with the leg. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not a big fan.
I just never.
Maybe there's like X-Files fan people who are into that one or something.
All right, here it is. The Brenda Starr bondage to the radiator.
Yeah, that's good.
It's a GGA cover. That's what it's for. Not her first.
I mean, it's one of the best GGA covers, and you know, it's a
most recognizable for sure.
That USA is very tough to get. Period.
Which one?
Well, both of those, but the one up.
Number 8 is the one that's.
Yeah, I mean, if this didn't
that.
have that
Weird shield.
ink strike issue in the red, I think this would have done a lot better.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because I feel like I've seen. I mean,
this is a great buy.
Those go for a lot.
This is one of the best Grundy covers. It's such
absolutely.
and this is a good book, man.
I'm gonna zoom in on this one because this is one of the pure. You don't. Let me see if I can get a bigger picture of this one. Yeah, I mean, this is just creepy good, and this is we mentioned The Flash, we mentioned All Americans, we mentioned More Funds, All Star. It's just classic right here.
How do you guys even know this character?
Solomon Grundy?
Yeah.
I first liked him when I was watching this Justice, the superheroes, the 73. He was always on the Legion of Doom.
I just have I'm not a huge DC
And
guy, but
he's just a
didn't have much.
comics.
Well, he was Left 4 Dead and the
Yeah,
Swamp.
he was born on a Sunday. Born on a Monday, yeah.
He got his name because I guess when he came back out of the swamp, first people he encountered was kids around a campfire or something like that, and they were singing that song, "Born on a Monday," that Solomon Grundy song. That's what he heard, so that he just took that as his name.
Became his name. And Erwin Hansen doesn't. And I mentioned this to the Heritage people. I said, of all the Golden Age people we don't really talk about, one person we don't talk about is Erwin Hansen, the cover artist for this. But this is ridiculously good.
Yeah, and I like it because of Solomon Grundy, but it has all those heroes stuck in the bubble there or whatever. And this is
like an undead zombie guy. Is that
yeah,
like a Frankenstein thing.
I mean,
zombie
back to voodoo lore from the Caribbean islands, from Haiti, and I think they made their first appearance in comic books in I don't know, the late 40s, mid to late 40s. So that's a really early zombie sort of figure in comics, and one of the most popular. I mean, there's another couple dinky zombie characters in books, but and then PCH had a lot of zombies, but prior to PCH, there's not a lot of zombies. And Grundy's a character that lasts, and he's like a zombie character. I don't know, it was real cool.
And he shows up.
Grundy and I like the Spectre. Those are my two.
This is pretty good though. Look at this devil. Of all his devils, this is probably the best.
That is the best devil, yes. And I like the colors on it. I mean, I love this cover. The face melting in the background are great. Looks like Jeff Goldblum if you zoom in. It might be on, I don't know if it's on this or one, but there's a Jeff Goldblum face.
I feel like this was a kind of a good deal.
At 33?
Just because, I feel like a really nice lower grade one would be 10 or something, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we watched.
And then you just
3.5
three of those for
right.
7.5. I mean, that's.
Yeah, I think that's a good deal in that book.
Yeah.
Let me show you what I'm talking about, though.
There's a Phantom Lady with her camera. The negative zone.
It's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe it's on the Target book. I might not be on the Mask too. Yeah, it's not.
Here's a good one. Here you got All Winter 17.
Well, it's clear. I mean, I hope that it's not just
18.
3 or 4 guys buying all this. I hope it's a lot of different guys.
Yeah, I hope it's spread. They spread
because it's exciting to see all this money going to this awesome stuff. I love that one.
This is a great one.
Yeah.
1950. Here's a great Tech. Another good Flash. This one here.
Nice Starling.
Yep.
That's a great one.
Classic. Yep. True Crime, first of that title.
Yeah, that's cool.
Another Flash.
Oh, that's a good Flash.
True Crime has got the Tommy gun shooting the word rat into the guy. That's a pretty cool crime cover.
That's a great USA right there. That
I was going to show the Sun Girl first.
Yeah, that's amazing. 90. That's
because
insane.
this book is hard to find to begin with. And then beautiful. And then these, I like these USA of all of them. This one does.
Yeah, that one's great. That one.
Yeah. And Captain Flight. There it is.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
This is pretty hard to find. And it's a good cover.
Yeah.
It's bondage and everything else. This is
Yeah,
a great.
Colored stones on it in the background, and she's being loaded into some type of shredder or something by these hooded guys.
Mhm.
Pretty good, yeah.
Mhm. Number 10.
Yeah.
Great, but
I've never been a huge fan of it, but
I prefer 12. Yeah. We should bring this up.
Yeah.
First Catwoman cover. Second appearance, I think. Is that right?
I'm not sure. I know it's her first cover, though.
Second
You know,
appearance.
comic books are all about the cover, even for collectors who are into other things. It's still all about the cover. The cover is the most important part. So you get first Catwoman cover, a Golden Age book, and a 9.0. That's a big book.
I think I prefer the Batman one.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, they're both good.
That's right after this, I think. I think it's literally the same right after it.
That punch is cool.
Yeah, that price surprised me a little, though. It's cool, but I don't know. I think it's just because Chesslers are so hard to find, and it's such a nice copy.
No, the punch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen a 9.6 Chesler.
No, I mean Chesslers are never ever find Chesslers anyway. But you mean find like a 3 or something?
Yeah.
See 9s. But yeah, I mean as far as Chesslers go, this is in the top half. But I mean you got Punch 12, Dynamic 8. I mean Dynamic 11.
This
It
one's
could
awesome.
be in here. It could be in here. This is
I love that Startling.
I mean I think Red Seal 20 is better than that. Red Seal 14. There's a lot of good Chesslers that are ahead of that, but that's a good one.
This one, that Starling's awesome.
Yeah, 46.
Ingalls
Yeah, Graham Ingles.
before Ingalls, before he really got Ingalls.
Big old subby.
Yeah, see, that was another one where I'm like, gee, come on, guys.
I know.
But then it's a 9.8. It's a 9.8, you know.
But then this one's a good one.
I wonder if I think maybe Jeff got this. Maybe
10 is a good one. 10 is a really good one.
Yeah, but I mean, you throw a timely book out in a 9.8. It doesn't really matter what issue it is. There's timely collectors and collectors of these runs, and guys want highest graded copies, and it will sell.
That's a great one too. That well, yeah, that's cool. But the I'll select the one on the left. Yeah,
Yep.
that one.
The select, yeah.
Really nice.
This is number 7, but it's all. I also like the torch in this one. With
Those are hard to come by. Those later all selects.
Yep. Here we got number 5.
I don't like that one very much, but I could respect the 9.4.
Yeah.
It's cool.
The Frankenstein one. The
Oh
9.
yeah,
This is
Yeah, that one's cool. I like that book a lot.
one of my favorites. Is Tech 135, and to see it in a 9.8 is
yeah.
CSL. I mean, one day.
I thought that's a cool book to have in a high grade. Look at that. That's
Amazing Mysteries. Yeah, it's the people. This has been. DS, what's the book that's similar to this with people walking into a mouth of a? What other like this?
I don't know. I think there's a Plastic Man that's similar,
Yeah.
and I think there's a Shadow book that's similar.
I
It's
like
like
this.
Twice
This
a
is-
book.
that all select is pretty awesome.
Number 6, yeah.
Got the it's like Nazis and UFO
Aliens, yeah.
aliens. Yeah,
Yep.
pretty cool.
I gotta see this one again. That's a great one. And we'll get into this one, but I just
Power 3 is the one with the Jeff
the
Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum face here. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that guy on the
Bottom right, yeah.
right side of the cover looks like Jeff Goldblum.
With Conan O'Brien above him.
Yeah, right. This book is blown up because I think a lot of people just didn't know about it. And yeah, it's not on the level with The Mask, but it's in that genre that LB Cole did, like The Target, Two Masks, this. They're all very similar covers, and this is a really, really good book, and that is a steal for that book, honestly. That book is so hard to find.
I'm sure it's harder to find it in 9.6. 26,000. Good job.
Yeah, 26,000 for that? Are you kidding me? That's a real good deal.
Yep. This is one. Okay. Not my favorite of the Seven Seas by a long stretch, but it's still a cool octopus cover. I like the underwater ones, but
Where's the other one?
The one with the shark is the best Seven Seas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
where's that one?
yep. Another good startling.
Come on, Heritage.
His Subby 15. I actually don't hate this one.
You know, they probably asked the big spenders, like, how much time do you need before the next batch?
Yeah. There's
Oh,
one
that's
more.
good. All winners there. Oh, and that Black Canary is really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, I was going to say first appearance of Black Canary and really cool
First
overall.
cover, right?
Yep. First cover appearance. There it is. Flash 92. Nice old winners. This is number 15.
Any
About-
cap with the gun is good.
Yep. A lot of the old winners cap is firing away.
Mhm.
We're going to get into the next Catman.
Yeah, cool floating head cover.
Yep. 9.6.
Is that a Cole?
Yep.
Yeah, cool. It's not. I mean, it's all right. I'm not a big fan of it, but Catman again, it's got it's a cult classic. It's got hardcore collectors, and I mean, yeah, a Golden Age, even a semi-cool Golden Age book in a 9.6. I mean, in a pedigree like this, it's a gem.
And let's face it, a lot of the guys who I feel are like going after runs for these Catman, you know, kind of obscure stuff, Flash, you know, they're longtime collectors and they're seeing all their stuff spike too. So they're like, oh, I could just sell some of my undercopies and this and that, you know, or
Did you
maybe
see that Comic Connect put on their webpage or their email they sent out? I wish I could remember the wording of it, but they were sort of capitalizing on the fact that a lot of people might have to sell books now that they bought books and they need to sell some stuff to pay for them. And so they're like, we promise
Oh yeah.
and they did a whole play on words with it. It's clearly done purposefully for getting people to consign books with them to help pay off the promise book that was bought. So there's going to be a lot of cool stuff coming up. That's what's great about Golden Age, though. All this stuff gets purchased, and now you can sit back and watch all this new cool stuff get thrown on the market that people need to sell, and it's just like this revolving door of awesome stuff that never ends.
His Venus 1.
I wonder if Jeff got this one too.
I mean, it's, you know.
He's got to come back with something good.
Yeah.
He's
Stanley, you have to understand, Stanley did this. So
I think it was the Submariner with the dragon that he got.
But I tell you, I think the guys who showed up in person obviously left with the books. Like, that stuff's not getting shipped. Like, they paid for it there, unless you did payment plans. I know they were doing up to a 12-month payment plan on promise books.
do we know how many of these there are in the census?
Not many.
What number is it? Venus what?
Well, no, it's the first one, number 1.
Is it 1, though? Is that how they numbered it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Something, they do these funky numberings on some of these books.
Oh, yeah.
Venus 1, it's an Atlas,
Yep.
1948.
Who do they have as the cover artist? I can't read that. Is it Harvey Kurtzman or Ken Bald?
Well, it says Harvey Kurtzman art.
Okay.
Cover, but it's first appearance of Venus. There's 33 on the census.
Okay. Yeah. Pretty
So
good.
top. The next highest is there's 2 at 8.5.
Yeah. I thought this was a good buy just because if you're a collector, it's Stanley who wrote it. And I think that's Ken Bald did a lot of those Venuses too. So, which one we wanted to show next?
Yeah, I feel like it dropped off pretty good after you get to like 20,000.
Oh, we still have some powers. There was the
Well,
planet.
yeah, and that subby, the one with the dragon, where is that?
Oh, that's an 8.0. That sold for 20.
I
coming
bet
up to
Jeff
that.
got that.
Planet 35, 9.6, 22. Okay. Power.
Yeah, I don't really like this one, but
No, What's the Allies
It's-
Axis thing going on?
I
It
mean,
can
it's,
be a hard book to get, especially.
it's hard to guess World War II Axis leader cover sort of thing, but
Mhm.
it's not my ball wax. That
There's
Marvel,
That
a
Marvel Tales.
another great Flash.
I think that Marvel Tales the first
It's awesome.
Atlas horror book.
Look at that.
Oh, with the eyes, yeah.
Badass.
The Ghoul Strikes.
Yeah, that's a key because that's like the first Atlas horror book, I think.
Moon Girl.
Yeah.
Don't
The
get
Moon
that.
Girls, I didn't. Yeah.
Early EC book.
Yep, and early EC looks like it's slightly
One of them
missing.
has the first EC horror story in it too, but I don't know which one it is.
Yeah, the cut on that one doesn't. Could have been better.
Cut is right long. Another planet.
It just seems weird to have that high of a grade with something like that.
Planet.
No, the miscutting of.
Yeah, like such a defect. I don't know. It just seems weird to me.
Well, that's why
Mhm.
if in order to get the difference, people are always like, well, why isn't it I can't get a 9.9? Why can't I get a 10? When the 9.9 and the 10, they do count those things.
Do they?
What you need to get 9.9 and 10s, you need perfect centering, perfect staple placement, like all the stuff that we take for granted on 9.8s that can be slightly off. That's why they're not 9.9s. It might be absolutely perfect, but the staple is not. The staples aren't perfect. The cut's not perfect. That's why those are not 9.9s. So a 9.8, they allow some minor production stuff like that, as long as it's not like a structural type defect.
That's a good cap right there. That USA, another gun
Oh,
cap.
this one is, yeah,
Yeah, I don't like the 10 very much, but
right.
that one, this one, yeah, this is a great cover. There's a lot of stuff going on there.
This is a good one. That's actually a swipe of the All Winners almost.
I like the demon guy. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Another Phantom Lady in her negative zone. This is a later one.
Yeah, I mean, face it. If you're buying that subby, that one above there, the one that you just passed,
Yeah.
like you're doing a run or something.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like who the hell?
Miss Fury, there she is. 4 favorites.
Yeah, that 4 favorites is cool. 4 favorites, those ace books, they're really tough to find.
Yeah, I was going to say aces are
9.8. That's insane.
Yeah, for an ace, yeah, they're usually notoriously crap. Here's the subby with the alligator.
You know, I saw
bet Jeff got this.
somebody holding that up. Yeah, so Jeff did a live Instagram show. I mean, he went live at Heritage. Rick let him come in the back and sort of look through the boxes and pull the promise books out. And when he pulled this one out, I don't know, that chunk missing didn't look as bad when Jeff pulled it out and you sort of had some perspective on the book live with him. It looked, I was like, oh, that's not that bad at all. But in the picture here, head on, like flat, it looks worse. But when he pulled it out, I was like, that doesn't look that bad, honestly. It's really not that bad. But yeah, I mean, there's a chunk missing. But yeah, I was kind of thinking that's not an 8.0. But when I saw him pull it out, yeah, I mean, I could see maybe it's an 8.0. It's really smaller than it seems, I think.
Still a subby 11.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fabulous book.
Yeah. The Phantom Lady, which was been terrible. There you go. I'm not saying.
Crime fighting one.
Yeah, it's the Dick Tracy one. I'm out.
Still 19,000.
That planet there, that one.
This is hard to find.
Well, I'll tell you, on these planets, structurally, it's not a problem. You can find structurally good planets. Like, no, they're not hard. They're all over, except for the early ones. But I mean, Fiction House, the structural ones, you can find them. But the colors, sometimes books from the Planet Run come up over and over and over for sale, and they're all faded, and you think that's what it looks like until you see this, and then you're like, oh, they're purple, blue.
Oh, it's green.
Oh, that's orange, not yellow. And then you see a book like that, and you realize what it is supposed to look like. And that happens with me with planets all the time. I see one, and I've seen 10 or 12 copies, and then I see one that's the right colors, and I'm like, oh, that's what it's supposed to look like.
Yeah, you have to keep your fiction houses away from the light. There was one more.
I like that Phantom Lady. It's a nice
This one, yeah, this is one of my favorite ones of the bunch.
It's good.
Yep.
And I like how there's that other flight one.
Yeah, Captain Flight here. This is the other LB Cole.
I think this was a good deal. I mean, this is a 9.0 white pager, and I like this better than the Contact 12.
Yeah, I love this.
And it's got a robot on it.
It's growing on me.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love this book. And this one is always, I would say it's notorious for being miscut because it never looks centered like that. This is like a great centered copy too. It's always got like an where it's cut and there's a little bit of white still attached where it wouldn't cut the cover right, or the flight is angled, or it's chopped high or low. This one is freaking perfect. I've never seen one this perfect.
Yeah, we'll show. Like what Alan said, love Mills' art on Miss Furies. Yeah, it's good. I love that family. There was a Miss America in here, which people like.
Oh yeah.
Yep, this is. I was impressed with this, and I think the person got a nice purchase here.
Yeah, those solid color ones when they are this high grade, they look really great.
Yeah.
Well, I've been told, and I don't know if this is accurate, but that is a drawing of what Stan's wife looked like at the time when he first started dating her, and he asked somebody to draw her and made her Miss America. That's a rumor. I don't know if it's accurate.
I mean, I like that it's not, because most of the ones after that I think are photo covers, right?
There were a bunch. Yeah. You got a Marilyn Monroe early one. Is a Miss America. Clairvoyant.
Yeah, it's all right.
Good
Not
girl,
the best one.
Good girl art to sell.
I
This
think
one,
that Moon Girl might be the first DC horror story. It might be in that one.
I feel like that was a good deal.
This is an elephant cover that I looked at. And I'm like, one of the few. Second EC. The Congo.
I like that other subby too.
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah, with the going underneath.
Yeah, I
That
can do that one.
The water is awesome.
I'm not really a fan of it. That's a good planet, yeah.
Yep, good.
But they're missing the 24, the Namorita.
Namora.
Yeah.
I mean, we might still be in the collection. This is just the first round.
Yeah, all right, that.
Because if that was in a 9.8, that should be 100K in my opinion. If that one comes.
Catman 26 and 27.
So boring, that one.
Yeah. Under the Flash.
These flashes. This 7 Seas is nice.
There's another cool moon girl there.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Another Power, another Cole.
Yeah,
Well, there are 3,000 promise books, right? So this is nothing.
I think there's 5,000, right?
5,000?
Yeah, 4,500 to 5,000.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, as long as they're all in this condition.
Yeah, I mean, they probably are. I'll tell you when we're done with this, if you want to bring my screen up, they've already put some new ones on. We'll go through some of them. Yeah.
Going up next, there was one I wanted to grab. We have to show Archie's because we have to.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of good Archies in this if you're an Archie.
Yeah, and there's some classic. There's one that went for a little lower than I thought.
That was a good subby. D-Day subby. I thought that one went cheap.
I want to show. There's the one I thought would be higher.
Well, I like that Marvel Tales.
That's the one here. I like the.
Yeah, that's a good one.
This is a good one. I thought that would be there. Where's the? Maybe it's for sale now. I thought
Super
it's.
Mystery?
No, it was another Timely.
Oh, that wasn't a Promise Collection book.
Oh, okay.
Adventures Unknown is pretty good. That went higher than I thought, but I mean, this was higher than I thought before the auction started. I thought it was like $7,500 book, and then pretty quick into the auction, we saw prices were high.
What year is that one?
This one
Oh, 48. Okay.
It's 49, I think. The first ongoing PCH title. The Black Hoods are insane. That
I was
is,
going to say, where's that Black Hood at? I know it's here.
There's one you went by already, but it might not be the one. But the Black Hood for the MLJs, I think
They're hard to find. Period.
those have more ink than any other MLJs. They're just so covered with ink.
Yeah.
I don't know. They really have a strong.
Yeah, but it looks faded to me, like compared to this Law Crime.
It's not though. That's how the Black Hoods are. That's what I'm saying. They have a really weird look, and they all
glossy at all. It's almost like a matte.
Yeah, they all look like that. It's really
Yeah.
cool. It's really rich color ink on those Black Hoods.
Yeah, this is the other Miss America that is quite hard to find. Volume 1, number 2.
No thanks.
I know, but I just have to show it. And we'll cut it off before we show DS's screen.
Well, and there was a few books after this though. I felt where
Here's another great Black Hood here. This is a great.
we went right into like other Golden Age books, and I felt like there was some actions that went pretty cheap.
Now I like this Pieta cover, Catman. This is of all the Catman, I think this is badass. I just like the fact that the wolves are all they're all like a separate color, I guess you
Yeah.
said.
Yeah,
And
this
then-
is really good because it has Mr. Nobody in the background, and it has the footsteps, and they're all surrounded by wolves. This was a really, really good one.
Yeah,
And,
this-
White Pager.
And a Pieta cover. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think what did that go for? 20 or 18 or something?
No, it went for below
Cheaper.
9,000.
9.
9? Yeah, I think that's a good price.
I think
Yeah,
it was
man.
a good deal.
Freaking book.
And we'll end it real quickly.
Well, I want to. Does this go into those actions?
It's
Oh,
going
look
in.
at that. Sun Girl's nice.
Look at this. Yeah, the Sun Girl's good. Black Hood's good. These were really good. I mean, I know they're not popular titles, so maybe you can. There's a great Miss Fury cover. Sometimes I just like looking at those. This is a classic cover of the Planet series, one real well known. This thing comes up
Yeah.
a lot.
That's got a dominatrix feel to it.
Yep. Classic cover right there. Another Black Hood. I thought these black hoods, somebody got a nice deal on those. Oh boy. And best Saint covers. Like Ventures into the Unknown. Really cool.
I like that one.
This was a lot of good. Yep, Jabberwocky cover. Nice call. Another Jabberwocky ish.
Yeah.
And Spinal Miss Fury. I think it was a huge success. All right, let's bring up DS's camera.
Where's that action?
Which one?
Well, is this only showing the?
Promise Collection, right?
Oh, okay.
Oh, there it is. DS.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, I like that one a lot. I used to have a copy of that, but it was
Yeah, I remember when you,
yeah, that's a really good book.
9-2. 6.
Yeah, I like the colors. That shark is exaggerated. She's like dressed for the club. She's got her heels on and she's stabbing at the shark. I mean, that's a classic. It's pretty tough. LD Cole book.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's real cool. I had a 3.5 I sold. I want to get a better copy someday. Probably could have bought that one. What was it? 6,000?
Yep.
Yeah. See this Black Hood? You see the colors? Like
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
one.
massive color bleed all over it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They all look like that.
Yeah. Almost like, like you said, almost
It's like a matte. It's like,
Yeah.
matte finish on it or something. I don't know. They're
Yep.
weird.
The Great Flight. Captain Flight. Speed. Yeah, these don't really startling. I think this is a great
That's a
book.
great one.
I love this Frankenstein book. I thought this was a great steal. I thought this was actually a steal.
Yeah.
I know it's kind of common, but not really. Certainly not in a 994. And to pay that price was good.
Yeah.
And it fell under the radar. In my opinion.
Nowadays, that's like couch change. 5K.
Yes. Did you have this book?
No, I've never had one of those. It's cool though. I would have had
I
one.
know I tried to get one off the book.
I like that Unknown. That's a good one. Don't you like that one, DS?
Yeah, that's all right. I really like the first one, and then there's another one with two hands coming out, two giant hands coming out of the water to grab a boat. I like
Yeah.
that.
I have a copy of this.
We
Yeah.
like them all.
Checkerboard floor. That's a cool one.
Like that one. Some 4 favorites. Some more Ken Bold for everybody. Some Archie.
Yeah, it falls off pretty good down here. There's still cool books though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you still had to pay a good price just to get
Yeah.
anything from this collection.
Yep.
I'm not a very sentimental guy, so I'm not paying a premium to have a pedigree. I will buy a book, and if it happens to be a pedigree, all the better. But I'm not like, I don't need to have a book from the Promise collection to make me complete. Would I like it? Sure. If I get there's going to be some books that come up that I want the book, and if it happens to be a Promise collection book, all the better. But I mean, I can't afford those. They're apparently all super high grade. But
All
yeah,
right.
if you want to share my screen, I'll show you some of the new ones they listed here.
Okay, let me get rid of this.
Let me
Share your screen.
share screen application window. There, see if that worked.
Want to bring it down a little bit to your personal information? There you go.
So some of these, this is just the ones available to buy. So some of them were just purchased and they're available to make an offer to the owner. So you see this Phantom Lady, we already saw that. But this Suspense 11 is new.
Yep.
9/8
Wow.
pages.
9/8. Holy crap.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this is going to be a massive price. I've already talked to a couple people and they thought I was high on it, but
That's pretty rough to be shown that a couple days after you just blew all your money.
Yeah.
open for bidding August 20th will be open for bidding.
125 at least.
I mean, I can go for 200. I mean,
Oh, wow.
man.
Okay.
Maybe 150. I don't know. It's a 9/8. It's not.
So,
like,
Yeah, I was gonna say, have to remember it's a.
I mean, it's a 9/8 white. It's I get it's not
Oh.
mass one, but it's a 9/8 white, man. I mean, that's insane.
75. Oh, look at the.
Oh, boy.
God
Yeah.
damn.
23.
You can see I'm already tracking this one, but I'm not going to buy it.
Shit.
9/8 off white. Wooden Torch.
That's
23.
nuts.
Yeah.
Tough time.
Real nuts. And then I don't know.
I mean, a 9/8 is like crazy on like a, I don't know, an 80s.
Bronze Age book. Yeah.
So like, yeah, that 66 down there, is that a 9/8?
Yep. 66 9/8 white pages. That's the Death Ray cover.
Yeah, that's wow.
Yeah, that's nice.
You still have yours, right? Nice. Yeah.
No,
No.
What's this one? 57 and 9/6. That's a pretty cool one.
Yeah.
yeah, not bad.
1 and a 9/8.
That's a good one. I like the mummified.
Text 66. I don't know.
That's 64. The 64 is a good one. That's one of the last war ones, and that's a brutal cover.
Yeah, 9/6 white. What's this one? This one's cool too, but I know it doesn't sell for as much because it's not like World War II related.
I
But
think it's pretty good.
9/6 white. There's some more. I don't even know which ones are which, but there you go.
No, nothing too. Oh, what's that down there? What's that Suspense?
Is that what I think it is? Is that 8? There's Suspense 8.
Oh,
All right, let's look at this one first, just to see.
All right, just to get it out of the way.
Yeah. All right, so there you go.
damn.
Highest graded copy, 9/2 off white to white.
200.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I feel like if it was a 9/8, it might, but 9/2 highest graded.
Well, yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel like it should be 200, but then when I see
How
the
many times
mask
do you
was,
see that book in a one
if the
file?
mask was only 100, then this can't be.
Yeah, I mean, the mask was highest graded at 8.5. This is highest graded at
It was
9.2.
$1,000 a point at a 1.0. I mean, you're talking a 9.2. Come on.
I've had a 3.0 of this, and I've had a 4.0 of this, and you usually don't see anything higher. It's usually what you see on the market are 3.0s,
Yeah.
really 3.0s, 2.5s. I had a 4.0. I sold that, and I got a lot of interest. That was really liquid book. And this one is freaking beautiful. I don't know how we're predicting prices on these. Who knows? But that's awesome.
Yeah.
Here's a Tech 71 8.0, but classic cover.
It is a great cover.
63 here.
So
It's got,
it's all right.
it's got Hitler on it. It's a Hitler.
Yeah,
cover.
it's kind of silly.
This is a hanging cover.
Man, you don't see that often. Jeez.
So, yeah, 9.6. That's a pretty good one. I mean, the colors on that are so good.
That's 12, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Tech 62.
The balloon.
Joker 8.0.
These early Jokers are going to go for a lot.
This one I love. This one.
That's a good book.
Rudy Pillai's cover. Super Mystery. It's an ace. It's a 9.8 off white to white. And it's
Ace and a 9.8.
right? I mean, it's insane, right? And it's not just any ace. It's a good one, too. It's a
Yeah.
good one. Like, this is a good one. I mean, it looks like a poster. It doesn't even look like it's.
Yeah, it looks fake.
Yeah, and the colors on this one
It's
will
like when you look on the eBay and it's like, oh, that's a magnet I'm looking at.
yeah. So far, this is the most impressive new batch so far. This one will surprise people on the price. This is a sneaky hot book for Golden Age collectors, and you don't see it very often. It's really dope. I don't know, Star Spangled. I'm gonna skip those.
Thanks.
That one's alright, but it's a 9.8. That's cool. Here's another. I used to have a 4.0 of this too.
It's a cool book. I for some reason I just love the fiddler. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, bright red cover, and it's like marionettes, and the one's like a skeleton playing a violin. It's pretty classic. L.B. Cole, obviously, for those who don't know. Number 9.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, 9.4. Crime Patrol 12. I don't know. This is apparently not any type of key, but it's an early EC book, and they're tough to find. These early ones, these Crime Patrols.
49, right? I mean, when does this collection? What date does it?
I think
What's the
49
cutoff?
or 50.
50.
Okay.
We've seen some 50s. Remember?
Oh, we have. Okay.
Another LB Cole. 9.4.
Man, I hope that there's
the guy
some.
went to Korea.
Oh God!
Oh,
Wow.
okay. Well, it's only a
I think this will
5.5.
go high because a lot of people are going to think it's affordable to them. It's not a 9.8. It'll go high because it'll have a lot of competition.
Yeah.
Is what I think.
Surprised it's so low. What's wrong with it?
It looks miscut. This looks like there's a stain on the top.
I mean, it looks like there's some
Soiling on the top. See where it says boy
there's some
commander?
wear along the top edge too, and there's a little stain.
Yeah. Staining's tough.
More Crime Patrol 9.4.
Mm-hmm. International.
This one's really cool.
Oh yeah.
9.4. I mean, this one I never see ever. And when I do, I literally on this one, all you ever see are like 1.5s. They always look destroyed. I've never seen a copy of this.
Coronavirus.
EC eventually got to be pretty. Usually get good ones. That's a cool one.
Yeah, pretty cool. 9.6. Another Rudy Pillai's cover. Another Super Mystery 9.8. So a pretty good number of aces. I don't know, Star Spangled. I'm skipping that. Check this out. The highest graded just sold in the last auction. It was in the promise auction, but it was a non-promise book, and it was a 9.2, just an old holder, regular, straight up. So here's the promise 8.5. It'll be curious to see how this pedigree copy matches up with the just standard old holder highest graded at 9.2. I don't know how much the pedigree adds to the value. It'd be cool to see. But yeah,
What did that one go for?
I can't remember. I feel like it was 40,000. Yeah. So this one,
Yeah.
it's a lesser grade and not the highest graded, but it's the pedigree copy. So I don't know. I'd be curious to see how much below it is.
Know that JoJo.
JD, did your doctor friend get anything?
He hasn't texted me back yet. He said he's keeping an eye on 2 of them. I have 2 doctor friends that were buying this collection. I know one did not. I'll be talking to him tomorrow.
All new 12, not one of the better all news, but tough title. 9.8 white though. I mean, it's good center too.
Yeah. What's the one before it? What was that? In the middle. That's
It's just another LB Cole suspense. I mean, just another LB Cole suspense. Only an 8.0.
Where's the
collectors of this run though? This is not
Where is it?
I don't see this one that often. Is it the
Where's
hard
the one?
Yeah, I don't think the one's going to be on here. I don't know. It's not in. I mean, this is the time I'm seeing some of these. I just clicked on a couple, and so these are all new to me now. I feel like this is a key of some kind.
I hope that they'll be able to tell the story about when they found it.
Well, it's a Tech 45.
Once they sell everything, I hope they can get into more details.
Yeah, some nice text, not real high grade stuff. There's some affordable stuff here as far as it goes. You know what I mean? 48, pretty good Batman cover there.
What's the earliest we've seen?
43.
Man,
I know.
I've never seen this one.
You want to see 38, 39, I know.
yeah.
61.
Even 41 would be a good.
Good timely run, yeah.
67, 68, 69. You want to see any of those?
No.
Not one of my.
I mean, they're not
It's a weird
they're all
run there.
46. Some Star Spangleds, nothing super special, I don't think.
Well, there's one that's an elephant cover with Robin and Raja, but that's not here yet.
Yeah, if you see it, Star Spangled. The Star Spangles are nice. They're all 9.4 through 9.8. 9.6s, 9.8.
Really good books.
Yeah, I mean, they're good books. If you're collecting these, they're good. And average super mystery sort of issue here.
Yeah.
Nothing
That's the
special.
previous volume from when it got.
This one is cool.
Oh,
yeah.
that's a good one.
Yeah, I always thought that one was pretty cool. That's a Rudy Palace cover too.
Oh, nice.
I think I'm a Rudy Palace fan. I just don't even know it. I've always thought this one was cool. You never see this one.
Yeah,
Not
I like that.
technically a skull cover because they're masks, but
Right.
it's got a cool factor to it. I like it. 9.6. That's a pretty cool book.
My God.
This one's all right. Not great.
Big gory.
Good Eternity, Spirit, a couple Spirit ones.
See, sometimes you want to keep that box in the attic. Just keep it there.
Yeah. All news are tough and they're good. They're
That's
like
amazing.
Yeah,
timeless.
that's rare.
That's yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if there's an all new 8 in this, but
Nice.
that's number 10.
Desert Hawk.
12.
Exciting.
Yeah, it's a Schomburg.
Painted. Yeah, Zella. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah, I'm not.
Good Eternity, Sensation 28.
Oh,
Sensation.
Sensation.
Yeah, let's look at that.
Yeah.
That's
Not,
nice.
and there's the 9.2, the elephant cover of the Star Spangled.
Yeah, this is
That's cool.
I know
That's
white, good.
Yeah. There it is, 78. And the Star Spangled 78. Let's see.
Oh yeah,
that.
there it is.
Yep. Raja Robin.
There you go, 9.2.
Jeez.
Not super crazy.
Yeah. I've always looked at this is actually hard to find. It very rarely comes out.
Yeah, there you
again,
go.
a lot of these Spangles are you don't see them as much.
Yeah, this will be one of those like $5,000 books or something. Nothing crazy. Some Spirits,
You get that.
Phantom feature books, Crime Patrol 11,
The qualified part of it.
Manufactured Without Staples.
That happens. Some
Yeah,
only have.
it's a good question. Why is this qualified when it's manufactured without staples, but a double cover error is not qualified? Why is a double cover? That's an error too. Why wouldn't
Yeah,
that?
or like
There
ink stains or whatever, you know.
there are fiction houses where they only have one staple on the top.
Yeah, I don't know. I think a double cover should be the same as no staples.
Yeah.
This one, I feel like this
Hey,
is-
1941.
There you go. There's an early one.
So
these are all 41 here.
Yeah, I was going to say these are all the early texts.
43, 47. Another EC book. Pretty cool.
47.
57.
That means we could see a cap 3.
You know, there's some of these have this little sticker on it. You see that little sticker up there that says 18?
Yeah.
It looks like he put stickers on them because it's not the issue number. There was a couple earlier, like 7. I think he put stickers and numbered his books or something, or somebody did. I don't know. All new 11.
No, they're all new. Jeez, God, there's so
Wow.
many. And did he write the K? Is that what the deal?
I think
Yeah, we don't know what
in
it
the
is.
store.
Family won't tell us what it is, but that's fine.
Usually that's from like the pharmacy will mark that on there if they're pulling
They
inside.
said there's a reason behind it in the story, and we just don't know what it is. Again,
But this was a really good Batman cover.
yeah, I always like the cape, the drawing.
But I mean, is that K an identifying marker of this pedigree?
Yeah, but it's not on all of them.
Okay.
It's on a lot of them.
Another JoJo 24.
This one's good. It's pretty rare, and a 9.8. That's pretty awesome. Skull cover. You don't see it very often. Tech 40.
Ooh, that Phantom, that's a good one.
It's this one. Tech.
We're getting awfully close to the good detectives.
Yeah, that Phantom,
That's great. Yeah. Wow.
yeah, you don't
Yeah, that's
see
pretty
it
cool.
normal.
1948.
Yeah.
Tech 49. Johnny Hazard and Johnny Hazard. That's it so far. So more to come. Obviously, this bidding on these starts August 20th, which means the auction is probably September 20th.
Start saving up now.
Yeah, and they're going to continue to add more. I'm excited to see there's an all-new 10, 11, and 12 because an all-new 8 could be in there. I don't know. I mean, that's not that far back. So maybe we'll get an all-new 8 and like a 9.6. That would be freaking retarded if that was true because that's, man, that book is tough. I'm lucky. I got a 4.0 and I get hit up about that book more than anything else I own.
Mhm.
And, yeah, so
But, we did see one sensation. We haven't seen any Wonder Woman. We only saw a few actions, a few Supermans. Let's see what else is in this collection too.
There's a lot of caps missing,
Yeah.
and
yeah, but you can see there's some stuff in this one, like some titles that we haven't seen yet, like Suspense.
Yeah, there was 2 JoJos and a Dagger in there for your Jungle fans, you know.
Yeah, and the Star Spangleds and the Suspense.
Star Spangled,
comic. There's the all news. We're seeing some titles that haven't
Yeah.
seen the promise. So there's more to come. I'm hoping there's more titles we haven't even seen. And I
Yeah.
don't know, Suspense 3.
I haven't seen any faucets. I don't think.
No, I haven't
I
seen any
either.
of those. We only saw a few Avon. Not that that's a big title, but the fiction houses were all Planet. No Jumble Jungle Fight or
Yeah, those might still be coming. I don't know how these were stored or how they were broken up or organized or sent in batches to CGC, or I'm not sure what's up with how. I mean, they didn't send them all at once to CGC. I think some of them are being pressed and they're sending over in batches. And so who knows how they were organized. And there's obviously titles still coming that we haven't seen yet. And the Suspense Comics is a real exciting title, obviously, because there could be a 3 in there maybe. The all new with an 8 possibly in there, that would be massive. Who knows? There's some early text too, man. I mean, there could be some more killer texts coming.
Well,
In your opinion, guys,
could be-
what do you
Families, seems like.
what do you think if they had some of the top 10, top 15 of all time? Would we have seen one by now? Like if they are gonna hold it back, I think
Okay, so-
maybe we would have seen
I
one.
don't. I'm thinking. I don't think we've seen anything in the 30s yet. So
Well, we saw the Riddler and that Phantom Lady.
you mean 1938, 39?
Yeah, but I'm talking if they had a Marvel one, a Marvel
39, yeah.
9 or a Action one, or like, would we have seen it?
No, I don't think so because they're probably only putting a couple like major, massive ones in each auction because they want to make sure there's plenty of room for the money to afford. They don't want to load up one with all the massive books. So they probably broke down. This is just me speculating, but like if there were 20 or 25, let's say 25 massive books, I would put 2 or 3 in each auction.
Yeah.
That way you can ensure you're getting full value on those. And then the next time there's 2 massive or 2 or 3 massive. And I would do that every time. So, they did that Phantom Lady and that Riddler were massive. And there was an all select one. The grade didn't,
Mask.
but that was a massive book. It just wasn't a massive grade for that book.
Right.
And the Mask One was in.
Yeah, that was.
So I think they threw like 4 or 5 of the top tier into this auction, and they'll probably do 4 or 5 in the next. And I think that's how they would do it.
Now, considering we know some stuff from 41 is there, you got your Cap, you got your Sensation, you got your Wonder Woman, maybe a more fun 73.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I could see that.
41. And then if you stick to, let's say, 43 to 46 or 43 to 49, 41 Suspense 3 would be.
Well, Suspense 3 is a 1943 book.
That could be in here for sure.
That's not super early Golden Age. I mean, it's 43. I mean,
43, yeah.
The All New 8, I think, is like a 44 book. It's really not that early. That could be in here. And I see 10, 11, 12.
Yep.
I'm telling you, an All New 8 in like a 9.4 or 9.6 is easily $100,000 book.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Wasn't that Terrific? Could be in there too, right?
Yeah, there's Continental.
The blades or whatever.
43 or
the girl dropping down into the chopper.
And you see this kid was a fan of L.B. Cole because there's a lot of L.B. Cole stuff and Schomburg stuff. So I think, the Suspense Comics run is in there. That's all L.B. Cole stuff. Catman stuff is in there. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm excited to see, and I like seeing new titles we haven't seen yet. And I'll tell you, the one I'm most excited so far is that Super Mystery with the lab setup, that 9.8.
Yeah, that's scarce.
Man, that's my most exciting one of the next batch so far. Although that Suspense 8.
Well, the Spider and the 9.2.
Yeah, 9.2 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Name too.
I mean, I was joking when you said 3.0. I'm like, where? Everything I see is detached cover.
Yeah.
And
I bought a Suspense 8. The first one I had, I bought off of Metropolis Raw. They had it listed as a 3.0. I bought it raw, and it looked pretty good. And I didn't press it or anything. I just sent it in to get graded. This was probably 3 or 4 years ago. And it came back 3.0 off white. And that was a beautiful copy. Then I bought a 4.0 that popped up on eBay, and it was like an Insta-buy. I just pulled the trigger. Seller didn't have any data, so he underpriced it. And that was a 4.0 light tan to off-white. And so I sold the 3.0 and kept the 4.0. And then I sold the 4.0, not because I don't like the book, just because to get other stuff. And I had 2 Suspense 8s at that point. I just feel like I'm satisfied at a certain point when I have a book for a long enough time that I've had it. So, but yeah, I would pick it up again. I like that book a lot.
nice. Well, thanks for.
Hey, do you have? I can't sort the heritage too well for some reason, but there was 2 books from that the continuation after the Promise. There was an Action 10, and there was a that first Sandman cover.
Let me look.
Because I think those are worth talking about.
So which ones were you
Action
talking
10 or Action 13?
Well, I mean, there was a 13 as well, but
There was an Action 10 and 3.0 with the airplane.
yeah.
Yeah, let me look. Action.
And that first Sandman cover.
Sandman.
The one you love.
Okay. 42? Or
Yeah.
40? In that auction, there was a Action 1, right?
Well, this was it was like
There was an
right
Action 1 in there.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about the Action 1 or the
Yeah, by the way, the Action 1 sold for $528,000, which was a conserved 5.5 cream to off-white.
And what about the Action that just sold today?
How
much did that go for?
Well, there was.
Today. What sold today?
Wasn't it Comic Connect?
I didn't
watch Comic Connect.
I haven't. The plain one that you're talking about, the Action Comics 10, was a 3.0 brittle pages. Sold for $28,800.
But
the 1.5.
If you look at it, it's really nice.
Yeah, it presents pretty well. Yeah, I'll bring that up right now.
I was just amazed that because right after the Promise, it was like everyone left the room.
Oh, I scored a book in that auction too. I will show you.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I'll show the viewers here. I think you guys have seen it, but
Let me bring this up here. Sorry. So here's that Action 3.0. It's got a
Yeah,
top.
like if you could, well,
Just
you
wrap
probably
it-
can't.
Yeah, if you could
Zoom
frame
in.
it.
Can you zoom in on that?
Sure.
I just thought it, like, you know, it's got a lot of issues, but I felt the color and the registration were really great,
Color looks good, yeah.
and the price, from what I remember, it wasn't too terrible.
What 28.8.
That's really nice. Yeah, the corners, you know, but yeah, I guess 28 isn't.
yeah, the corners are.
Never-
You can tell it's really brittle because the
You
corners
just never see that thing. Yeah.
Mm.
How about the 13? What did that go for?
The 1513, which I'll bring up here.
are 26.
Damn.
Like we talked about, this book is,
Yeah, I got a
my top 3 DCs. So
My train cover's better. Yeah,
I love your train one, but I'd still rather have that.
Yeah, I know that's obviously much better. The one I got's cool, and it was like a fraction of the price. So I'll show you that here in a minute.
then there was an
So Kavi is
Go to that adventure.
Kavi said the 9.0 restored Action 1 tonight was 452,000 on Comic Connect.
Damn.
How restored was it?
It had a lot done.
So it's like a Frankenstein almost.
Yeah,
11.4 for the restored 8.4.
I thought that was.
It's restored.
I'll tell you, restored books are really taking a hit these days.
This I thought was steal.
I almost bid on that, and when I was into it for like 24, 25, but it went for.
This I thought was a steal.
I had 3 targets on that last day. This was one.
I mean, how are you gonna get that adventure, the Sandman one, cheaper than that ever?
Yeah, you're not.
I mean,
and then look at this. You just don't see it. 9.4, and I'm not a pet pedigree.
but you could tell when I was watching these. I mean, I guess they were just like going cheap.
Yeah.
Here's the 7 Cs that we talk about all the time in a 7.5.
And that one below it too is nice.
Yeah, that was we showed that. That was a
We did.
Yeah. Here's the other Fight comics from the Promise Collection, the other title.
And there's the 7 Cs nobody wants.
This one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Poseidon.
Like Neptune coming out of the ocean or something.
Ozdella.
That dynamic's pretty good. That's a.
I'm going to say that if this is restored, I mean 2100 though, you don't see this.
No, that's a Chesler. That's a really, really tough book. And that has gained a lot of rank in cover art for the Golden Age. Like, I hear people talking about it now, and partly it's because I'm more versed in Golden Age that I'm keen to it. But also, it's one of those books people get into Golden Age, and you don't see some books when you're in Golden Age for years. And I'm still seeing books I've never seen before. And that Dynamic 11. Hardcore guys know it, but a lot of other people don't. And one comes up like that, and people start looking for it, and it generates interest, and that book becomes very, very popular. And it's one of the most popular Cheslers at this point.
Nice.
I'll show you the one I bought.
Yep.
It was my loan in, and it was a cheap book. And this is my Action 13.
Your train cover.
Yeah. So I've been looking for a copy. You guys know that.
And I'm first on the list for when you're going to sell this.
You are first on the list. 6.5 white to white. Centerfold is detached. Really good colors. Really cool train cover. The details are not going to come out here, but there's really good details in
Yeah,
this.
it looks fantastic.
And these guys have gas masks on. The bullets are shooting off and bouncing off.
People fell asleep.
Yeah, I mean, I got this for way less than what my target was. Like probably, I don't know, my target, I got 50% off of what my target range for that book was. So I was really happy to score that. And I think it's a beautiful book. And I don't know, it's my favorite. I've researched the Wiz comics. I'm not a Fawcett collector or Captain Marvel guy, but that is, for me, the best cover of the entire Wiz comics run, which is not a short run. And that's my favorite cover.
That's a good run. Yeah.
So.
Well, tune in. We'll see what's going on. By the way, coming up, and I think when do you want to do it? Want to do 2 weeks? You want to do our next? What did we say? 3 covers.
Probably in 2 weeks.
What, 2 weeks?
Yeah, that's cool.
2 weeks. We're going to do. We'll bring somebody else on as well.
More
7 publishers that we didn't talk about last time, and if we overlap with each other, we overlap. But we'll pick 3 of our favorite covers like we did last time. If you want, you can go back and look at that show. You saw what we were talking about. We picked some good ones. But looking forward to that as well. We got rid of the Marvel Untimely, but we did not do Atlas. So we could probably throw some of there in there. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for being a friend. Anybody have anything you want to plug? What are you doing Thursday?
I'll be on Thursday on Tales from the Flip Side at 9 p.m. And the show's called Old School Comics. It's not just Golden Age. It's just old school comics. I generally on there talk about gold and silver. This week, we're going to be covering DC Bronze Horror.
Ooh!
So, yeah, that'll be... Yeah, there you go. We're going to talk about some Wrightson, some Adams, maybe some Luda, and some Cardi.
One of my favorites. It's underrated.
Louis Dominguez, I think, will come up. So, yeah, it should be good. And I've got a guy joining me.
I always say this is an underrated cover.
Yeah, that's a good one. Nice circle placement on that, too.
Yeah, I do. I think it's perfect. It's such a good book.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, so the guy joining me is a friend of mine who's really into – he has a lot of high-end books. He does a little bit of everything, but he's really into Bronze Horror. So me and him are sharing Bronze Horror together all the time. So I have him coming on. And, yeah, should have a good time. I think we're just going to basically just pull books back and forth and show them off and just talk about what we like and what we're going after and what the market and just Bronze Horror extravaganza. It's going to be DC Bronze Horror, though. And that'll be Thursday at 9 p.m. So, yeah, that'll be cool.
Very nice. Well, tune into the Tales from the Flip Side on that and check that out. Okay, everybody. Once again, thank you for being here.
Bye, everybody.
See you later.
Take care.
Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. And if you threw a party, invited everyone you knew, you would see the biggest gift would be from me. And the card attached would say, thank you for being a friend.